Lock my stitches. Lock my stitches. Now I can save that for other areas of the quilt. This is just to kind of press that fabric down, give it that faux. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, going to go inside the wales and ditch around the inside edge of that. Lock, because I've already done this upper tail. Slide over, lock, come down, lock, then later what I'll do is I will come back in and I'll fill in with some wavy water meander around the wales in a nice light turquoise. Okay, so now we're going to ditch around the bear. When I do the filler, I'm going to actually go in and fill this brown area in, and that's when I'm going to go ahead and do the nostrils. Okay, so now as I look at this, the outside portion of the bear in all the black is ditched in. Now where I have this border here, I'm actually going to put micro-ish fill inside around the bear, so that way the bear pops forward. But what I think I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and get some of the light brown tan, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go ahead and ditch around all of that. And then what I'm going to do is, at first I thought I was going to go in and fill in the light brown, and I don't think that that's the right way to go. I think what I'm actually going to do is switch to this brown. I'm going to leave a little bit of an echo halo around that, and then I'm going to go in and fill in the darker brown, because actually that's the part that would be pushed back and the other parts would come forward anyways. So I think that's going to give it some really beautiful texture. So I'm going to go ahead, switch thread, and then we'll do that. Okay, so now I'm inside the light brown. Okay, and then I'm going to do these guys right here and around the schnoz. And I might be rethinking my whole fill in this dark brown. I think there's enough quilting with the double batt that I will be okay. And I'd rather have it with that faux trapunto effect, frankly. I like the look. Have that bear coming out at you. That bar. Okay. What was that movie? There's a bar in them woods. I love this. I know it's supposed to be Alaska, an Alaska type quilt, which is awesome. I was going to move to Alaska when I was younger. I bought all the books and read about it. Read about all the Chinooks off the mountain and off the ocean that would come in all prepared to build a cordwood home. But I never did it. And then the other place I wanted to move is Montana. Near Glacier Park, because I love Glacier Park. Sadly, I don't think I can go there anymore because there's not a lot of hospitals near there and I get paranoid with all my heart stuff. So I only try to travel places where there might be a hospital near. Funny all the things we think we're going to do when we're young and we never do them. Here I am in Michigan City, causing all sorts of trouble for old poor Rich. living on the lake shore, and I am not a water person. That's bizarre. I am a mountain person. I love mountains. Mountains are amazing. Water, bleh. What if there's a tidal wave? Oh, sure, laugh now. Stand right inside that applique where she did a sew line, almost trying to stay not quite right on the sew line, but near it. Go up. Okay, so now as I'm looking at this, push that away. Mr. Ritchie, you want to get a nice tight shot of that? Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good here. I think what I might do is, again, I love the thought of this puffing out when I put all the filler back in this black stuff here. So I think what I might do is, let me bring this over. Let me see here. Drag, go in a little bit. Nail that down just a little bit. Then I think what I'll do is I'll put a few little matching, I've got matching thread for this. And I think what I'll do is I'll do a little line here and here, and that will stabilize that enough so that it won't shift if it gets folded up over time. Okay, so now I have marked with chalk how I'm going to go in there. And I'm simply going to come down and up, lock my stitches, go over to the other side, repeat that, and that'll keep that nice and stable. Down, over, lock my stitches, done, the bear is done. Now what I'm going to do is, let me trim those tails, get that away from there. Now I'm simply going to go inside the frame here, and I'm going to fill this with the black, just the micro work, which we've seen before. I'm going to fill that all up in this throat space. I'm also going to go across to the fish on the other side. Look at all that stuff on that machine. And I'm going to fill around the whales and the fish with a nice wavy type meander. Okay, so now we've got our diagonal lines here in the block. I've done the outer borders. I've done the sky up here, put a filler in it, which we'll see the texture of this in a little bit. I've got to do all the ditch work into this, and also whatever I'm going to do down here. And now I've already done all of the black work, any of the straight line work and the framing, and now I'm simply going to go in and ditch around my fish. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my filler, since I have my black thread loaded, around the bottom portion of the fish, because I've already done that up here. Go right up close to my line. Stay close to the fish, near the ditch work around the fish. That way it gives it that nice faux trapunto. I'm going to change my cruise speed a little bit, speed her up. I'm not doing major micro on this. I'm simply doing a nice small fill to pop out the fish and the bear. Couple feathers just to have something to look at. That's the nice thing about using the black on black thread, is I can add a few little design elements, but yet even though it's a bear with fish, it's still kind of cool to see for a quilter. Rest my hand for a minute. I've been doing hand dyeing, so excuse the dye mess that is stained on my skin. But I've been mushing fabric, which always affects my carpal tunnel that I've been dealing with for years. I'm not willing yet to go do the surgery stuff. So every once in a while, when I do a lot with my hands and arms, like squish fabric for hours, it kicks in. And I get the numb. Some of you know what that numb is. It's like you can't even feel your fingers. Okay, so now we're in this section and I am ditching around all of the trees. I am also ditching the mountains and of course the forest trees and the snow caps on top. And then I'll come down and I will ditch all of the checkerboard. Now I'll head up while I'm there and pick up all of my snow caps and the tree and the mountains. Back around, get that little guy. This is your tedious work. I'm using invisible thread, of course. with a neutral gray bobbin. Pick up those little guys. Work my way around and continue all the way across with that whole process as I come down and around.